Coach, obviously not the end result we were looking for from an overall record standpoint, but I thought the team did make some pretty good strides down the stretch there in terms of the defensive hockey. Other than probably the last two games, the last month of the season or so, we didn't see a whole lot of games that got elevated above 3 goals against. What did you feel that the team really started to do well coming down the stretch?
I thought we were doing a real good job, defending and keeping things to the outside. We talked a lot about it as a group and tried to change the way we played a little bit over the last 3-4 weeks of the season. And like you said, we did a real good job with it. I think prior to the last 2 games, I think we allowed 11 goals in 6 games, 11 goals against, which was really good. And, we were doing a pretty good job and trying to hang in there.
And certainly we saw the Rockford IceHogs as well really start to improve their penalty killing efforts toward the second half of the season overall. What did it take for the IceHogs to sort of come together on that side of the ice and really start to become a team that was pretty stingy about giving up power play goals?
Yeah, our guys did a real good job. I'd say like the second half of the season, we changed a little bit how we were penalty killing and got a little more structure. Started to practice it a little more on the ice as well and make it a focus point in practice. And then, we also started to narrow it down to the players that we were using on the penalty kill, 4 or 5 forwards and then, usually 4 defensemen. So it sort of became their little project, if you will, and they took a lot of pride in it. And, Kinger did a good job with the meetings and trying to implement what we were doing. And overall, that was a bright spot for us.
We saw a couple of former IceHogs really fully crack the NHL lineup this year for the first time in Ryan Hartman and Tanner Kara. I know they both had a little bit of NHL time under their belts going into this season, but Hartman scored almost 20 goals. I think he ended up with 19 in the regular season. Tanner Kara became a really dependable player up for the Chicago Blackhawks. What does it do for you when you see some of these players that you've coached up make it to the next level and find a way to stick there?
Yeah, it's nice for sure to see the guys that we've established relationships with down here and connected. And obviously there's a lot of interaction down here in Rockford in the American Hockey League with the teaching model we have and a lot of one-on-one video and small group video. And then obviously just a lot of discussion on what it's going to take to get to the next level and how you have to play and how Joel, coaches up there and what he expects from his players. So to see that come to fruition and see those players up there doing well is nice for sure. It's a good feeling for everybody that's involved here in Rockford.
We had a lot of rookies join the team at the end of the year, of course, this year as well, and they got a chance to get their feet wet a little bit, learn about the pro game, get ready to go for next season. What sort of a growth do you look for out of guys when you've had a chance maybe to get a chance to see them for 3 to 4 weeks at the end of the year, and then you probably won't really see them on the ice again most likely until prospect camp? How much do you look for them to grow even during that off time over the summer?
Well, I think it's a good opportunity for them to see the American Hockey League and the pro game and, some of the other teams in the league and the competition level and what a grind it can be with the travel and the practices and the schedule. I was just talking to Bonder here, he's 20 years old coming from a junior hockey team and just some of the things that's going to be different for him at the pro game and some of the things that he can work on in the summer when he does hit the ice, whenever that may be. But, as far as between now and July when we might see them, obviously they're going to probably take a couple weeks off, which we recommend to, physically and mentally get away from it and then start their summer training and make sure they're concentrating on the things that they need to work on.
Coach, it was certainly a real pleasure working with you. Certainly appreciate everything you did this year, and thanks a lot for jumping on again today.
Well, thanks, Bob, and great job for you as well.